Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is pretty much on my go-to glam look, as it pretty much goes with a lot of colors that you're going to wear and goes with pretty much every skin tone and hair color. So today I'm just starting off with the brows, and I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Artiste in the darker shade, and basically just going in with her the middle of her brow. I always like to start there and build up and basically feather the product into it, and also I get a lot heavier throughout the arch of the brow and the end of the brow, but the start of the brow I kind of really like to keep that very natural, so not like a square look or anything. Also, I've got like a tape on her eye, but it's a really soft tape. It's kind of like a medic tape. You can pretty much find it at the pharmacy. This is just really nice on the client's eye, as sticky tape sometimes can be a bit harsh, and it just creates that really nice wing effect at the end. You'll see it creates like a really crisp line. Then I'm going with her brows just to set them with the Essence Brow Gel in Brunette, or the darker shade. I really like this as it fills in like any gaps as well. It's similar to the Benefit brand one as well, but it's like way cheaper. Now I'm just going in with the LA Girl concealer and just putting it on her eyelids, and I kind of like to use this to carve out the brows as well to get a really nice crisp clean look, and it also acts as a shadow as well. This is really good if you're kind of in between brow appointments and you kind of have a few little hairs that you can't really get to, as it just covers it up. And also you'll see when I put on the eyeshadow, it just makes a really nice clean base. So if you do have any lines or discoloration, it just completely cancels that out and makes the eyeshadow pop even more. So I'm going in with my Beauty Blender or the Real Techniques sponge, just to make sure there's no creasing before I put on the RCMA powder over the top. And a powder works really good when you're putting the eyeshadow on top, because it's like a powder on powder. It's just a really smooth base. Then I'm going in with the Morphe 350 palette and just using that shade there in the crease. Basically starting on the outer corner and blending it all into the crease, because these colors are really pigmented. You only need a little bit, as it goes a long way. And then doing the same thing on the other side. I didn't want to put like the whole clip of me blending. Like, I can blend for days, guys, because I really like a really nice you know, like a really nice diffused look, and I just blend and blend and blend, and I add little bit by little bit and just keep blending. But I didn't want to show you the whole thing because it just takes too long, so basically I've just cut it down. I'm then going in with this shade, putting it in the outer corner in that V kind of area, and then I just like to work it into the crease a little bit so it just all seamlessly blends. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And again, add little bit by little bit, and just keep looking at either side just to make sure that they are even, and don't add too much, because it's better to add a little bit than add too much and you can't get rid of it. And also, when you do add the wing liner, that tape really helps because it's kind of like a gradient effect, if you know what I mean. And then I'm going in with that darker shade again. So yeah, you can see how the gradient effect is really taking place. So when we do have that wing line, it'll be from like the black wing, and that will be more diffused in the really dark browns to the lighter browns. It just looks very, very pretty and very smoky. So again, just placing that along the tape and making literally like a V shape. That's all I can say. Like, if you haven't done this kind of thing before, basically just make a V shape. And then you notice that I'm using a smaller brush to kind of pat down the product and place my product. And then I go in with the real fluffy brush just to diffuse everything. I'm then going in with a really small flat brush, and I put the MAC Tan Pigment. This is such a pretty shade, so beautiful. And I'm going in and just putting it pretty much on 2/3 of the lid. So don't go all the way out, because I don't want to place it over what we've just done. And I also wet my brush with the MAC Fix Plus. This just makes it pop even more, and it will also increase the staying power of the product as well. So basically just, it's not really a cut crease, but I like to go in and kind of carve that eyelid. I'm then going in and placing a bit more of that darker shade, and then I'm diffusing it into that lid area, so it's not like a light shade and then a dark shade. You kind of want it to be diffused and have that gradient effect going on. So again, on the other eye, just placing the product down, and then I go in with my fluffy brush, and yeah, I pretty much blend it all together. I'm now going in with my Maybelline Gel Eyeliner. This is amazing and so affordable, and it's waterproof. I've had this one for a while now, and yeah, I love it. It doesn't budge. And then I also use, I know it sounds funny, but I use a paintbrush because I like this kind of look. I'm not really a fan of the angle brushes. I prefer like a really tiny brush to kind of carve out my wing and to get that really nice point, and also to get into the inner corners as well. So this one is a really good one. I think I picked it up for like $6 at an art shop, but basically it does the same job. And then going right into the inner corner, and getting all those little nooks and crannies, and then going in on the other eye and doing the same thing. And when I get to the inner corner, I kind of lift up the eye just to get in there. Now, Nisreen does have like shaky eyes, so the tape really helps with this. And I also lift up a lid a little bit just to get into that area, as you can see now. And yeah, basically when you're finished, make sure you look at either side and make sure the wings are even, because yeah, that's like a pet hate of mine. I don't like a wing to be not even. So just look at your client straight on, and this is what I'm doing now. I'm just going in and making this one just a little bit longer, and yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing. And then I just took the tape away, and you can see that it's created this really nice crisp line, and when I do put the eyeshadow on the bottom lash line, it will just flow really nicely. So I cleaned up the skin just with a Garnier micellar water on like a cotton pad, just wiped it all away, and then I just went in with some Benefit primer. And then I also just highlighted her arch of her brow and the inner corner just with the Carli Bybel palette, and I also go in later with this on the cheekbones, and it just ties everything together. Now I'm really sorry guys, but I don't think that the camera was filming, so that's why I didn't get the foundation. So I'm really sorry, but all I did was I went in with the L'Oreal True Match in W4. That's all I did, and now I'm going in with the LA Girl concealer and just doing those high points of her face that we want to bring forward, so underneath the eye, on the bridge of her nose, forehead, top of the lip, and a little bit on her chin. And then I blend that out with a beauty blender. And then I go in with my RCMA No Color Powder and just kind of do a little bit of baking, because when we do the lower lash line, you'll see a lot of fallout does happen. So we don't want to wreck what we've just done on the face. So if there is any fallout, you can just dust it all away. Plus, this also makes the concealer not budge at all throughout the day. Like, it just really sets it and doesn't let it crease. So then I just went and set the rest of the face, and now I'm doing the lower lash line with that lighter color. Then I'm going in with the Maybelline Gel Liner, and then I'm setting it with that darker shade and really smudging it to create that really beautiful smoky look. I then went in with the same palette, and there's a black shade right in the right hand bottom corner, and I just did it on the outer corner of the eye just to tie that wing in so it just doesn't stop. It kind of keeps going onto the lower lash line, and it's such a beautiful effect. I love this effect. It looks so good. I'm then dusting off all of that powder and make sure all of that powder is gone. And then I'm going in with the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. I love this to create a contour. So I go in with this just to get that cheekbone to pop. As you can see in this screen, she's so cute. She's just sucking in her cheeks for me. And then I go in and I bronze. So this is a really good shade to get that kind of shadow because it's a bit more on the cooler side. And I also like it for the nose because it's not too orange or anything. So it really creates that natural looking shadow. I then go in with my NYX Contour Kit. This is really good kit. I love it. And I'm going in and just bronzing up the face, adding a little bit more so you can see the shade that I'm using there. And going in, just bronzing her cheekbones, the top of her head, and her chin. Now, Nisreen doesn't really have like a big forehead, so I just used a little bit. So remember, when you want to make something look smaller, then you add a little bit more bronzer, and if you want to make anything bigger, then you leave it a little bit more lighter. I then went in and just added some mascara because I am going to be putting falsies on. And then I go in with this really pretty Arbonne Blush. It's like a pinky shade. It kind of reminds me of the NARS Orgasm. And then I'm going in with the Carli Bybel highlight palette, which is, I think in my opinion, it's probably the best highlighter I've ever used, and it's so cheap, like very affordable, guys. So I'm just going on the high points, so just adding a bit to the top of her brows, on her cheekbone, down the nose and Cupid's bow. And then I went in with these actually really cheap eBay eyelashes and kind of just cut half of them off and stuck them on. And then I'm going and I'm just carving out her cheekbones again and baking them so I get a really nice clean effect. And then I lined her lip with an Essence lip liner and put on like a NYX liquid lipstick and went in with a bit of NYX gloss as well. I'll leave all the products down below, but I think that she looks beautiful and it's a really nice look. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.